Hello everybody, my name is Shelly and I am so glad you guys are here. I have something that I was ridiculously excited about. Long time coming. This is the Makiage collaboration with Kathleenlights. I'm not going to say that I've bought all of her fingernail polishes, but I like have a wall of lights lacquer. You don't need all those. I really enjoyed her So Jaded collaboration with ColourPop. She's done some other ones, and I think I might have missed like the first collaboration she did with ColourPop. I don't know what I was doing. I was sleeping on it, I guess. I love her style of filming. She's just very chill, laid back. She doesn't pull any punches. She just seems like somebody you want to hang out with. I think she might be a little shy in real life or agoraphobic or something, but anyway, regardless, that's not judgment. I'm just saying I don't know that she'd want to hang out because I don't know that she hangs out with strangers like me. Clear across the... I digress. This is the whole collection. I was able to get my hands on it. Slides out of case just like a record player. And I'm dropping stuff here. The collection is called, does it have a name on the outside? No, it just says Kathleenlights Makiage. Does have this cool like insert, kind of like an insert for a record, if you guys remember what records are. But it's got a bunch of stickers that you can use to decorate your palette with. So there's several sheets of these cool like disco inspired kind of stickers, like 4 sheets of them. Super cool. I haven't decided if I'm gonna decorate mine yet or not, but that's kind of fun that you can kind of make it your own. And then I didn't get this in PR, just in case you're wondering, I actually bought it myself. And this is what the actual collection looks like, aside from the stickers that I already took off. So we got a palette and we've got 3 eyeliners in the whole collection. This is just super fun, full PR kind of a thing. I don't always buy the full PR kits just because I don't know, but sometimes I don't. Anyway, I wanted the whole collection here, and I think it's super fun. I don't know how I'm gonna store this. I don't know if I'm gonna, I kind of feel like I need to keep the PR box, even though it's not PR. Anyway, this is the palette. Palette's super pretty. So I guess you can slide this off and put whatever stickers you want on it. It says Kathleenlights, and it's called Disco Fox. And the palette is supposedly your everyday, like if you were to have one palette the rest of your life, this is the palette. She talks about, actually she's been wearing this pretty much exclusively for the past year. And everybody else that I've seen that got it in PR that have been playing with it have absolutely loved it. I gotta be honest, I was a little surprised because I didn't realize this shade down here that she talks about is like her favorite shade, which is called Dancing Queen. I didn't realize how green that was. She talks about it being kind of like a bronze shade, but it is like a green gold shimmer, which I'm super excited about. I probably would have bought this anyway just because I think she's really cool and I wanted to support her. But when I saw the color story in this, I'm like, wait, we've got grungy greens, we've got cool tone browns, we've got a purple in here, we've got several different kind of like sparkly metallic shades, we've got some shimmers, a bunch of mattes. I mean, this is actually a very well curated palette. I'm excited to use it. And the packaging is kind of fun. So we've got Makiage on one side and then it flips over. Does have a nice generous mirror. Zero issues. It feels nice. Like it feels nice. I have never used anything from Makiage before. So when I was placing the order, I got the eyeliners too. Kind of loose in there, aren't they? But it's all 3 eyeliners that she said were kind of like your standard everyday ones, but with maybe with a little twist. So I'll be curious to see what those look like when we actually start playing with them. But because I've never used Makiage before, I used that as an excuse to buy some more products. So I knew that it came with the eyeliners, so I ended up getting one of their mascaras. This is the Icon High Volume Intense Curl Mascara. So we'll try that with the eyeliners and the eyeshadow. And then I also picked up a waterproof lip liner in the shade Antique 501, I believe. And then I also got another lip. What is this here? Hold on. It says Infinity Matte Gala. And I believe, yeah, this is a long wear matte lip cream. So like a lipstick. And then for fun, because I can't leave well enough alone, I picked up their Imperial Baked Bronzer. This is, I think that's actually the shade name, isn't it? Imperial Baked Bronzer. Anyway, they had some blushes, and this one was very highly reviewed. I do actually read reviews. So I thought, you know what? There's not enough for a full face of Makiage. I kind of wanted to try their foundation and their concealer. Concealer, I think, is supposed to be really good, but maybe on the thin side. And they do have a way that you can test out the foundation, and I just didn't do it because you can't do a foundation tester at the same time you place an order. You got to do one or the other, and I was running out of time, so I ordered the PR kit, a couple other things that I add to cart. Thought I would go back, and they do this shade matching where you have like this whole questionnaire, and then they'll send you, you know, a full-size bottle, and if you like it, if it matches you, then you get to keep it, or then you pay for it, and if you don't, then you send it back and you try again, which I thought was really cool and very brave, especially of a company sending out a full-size bottle of their product in the hopes that it matches, you know, the person. But anyway, so my skin is a little bit prepped. Let's go ahead and put some base products on, and then let's play with some of these things because I want to see how they look. Let me get some of this stuff going here since it's not all the same brand, and then I'll be right back and we'll start talking about the actual products that you came here to watch. Okay, we're back and zoomed in a little bit. I actually just put on a little bit of the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer and a little tiny bit of this J-Cat. I use like the second to the darkest shade in here as just a little bit of kind of contour. I just sort of bounce it on the skin with my beauty blender. Not beauty blender. I think this might be from, this might actually be from Colored Rain, I'm not sure. Let's try the baked bronzer and just see how this looks on the skin. So this actually cool packaging. It's kind of domed. At first glance, it reminded me a little bit of MAC with the translucent plastic cover and the black matte case, but it's actually domed, which is kind of a cool shape. Now that makes me think of donuts. I want a donut. That's the bronzer. I'm just gonna take, you know what? I'm gonna take a little bit fluffy. I've got a rougher brush here. I'm gonna grab a little bit of it. A little bit of Kick Up. It's okay. So I have never tried anything Il Makiage, I don't believe. If I ever have, it's not because I intended to buy it. It came in like a subscription box or something. Okay, so the one thing I was worried about with this is I wasn't sure if this was gonna be, it's like a pink and bronze kind of marbled swirl thing. And from the pictures and from people's reviews, I thought maybe this is going to be like a NARS orgasm. It's kind of what I thought it would be. And what I'm getting is maybe just a little bit more shine than what I would prefer. And I normally prefer like a matte bronzer, so this is not it. Now I'm kind of regretting this, and I kind of wish I would have purchased one of the other blushes instead. But we're gonna roll with it. It's not doing good things for my texture. I'm a lady of a certain age, you know what? And here I am. Not a makeup artist, not a professional YouTuber, and I got nothing in PR in case you guys missed that memo earlier. So I mean, it feels fine as far as a baked bronzer goes. It went on smoothly. I didn't get any kind of hiccup or skipping or anything like that, but it is calling out a ton of texture that I didn't realize I had, and it's gonna drive me a little bit crazy. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of this RCMA setting powder because I gotta be honest, this seems to fix most problems. This huge jar, it's taken me forever to even get through that much. I don't use it every day, but I use it every day that I film, at least a couple times usually. And not because I have to touch up, but because I'm taking off my makeup and reapplying it on days that I film. I got mine off of Beauty Babe. I don't know where else you can find it. But if you want something that tends to fix everything, this is the one for me. I did put a little of the Tatcha Pearl eye brightener on as a brightener primer. It's not really an eyelid primer, but it helped under my eyes just a little bit. They were feeling very dark. I have been eating a lot of chips today. Don't recommend that. Let's try some of these lip products here. Wait, hold on. Let me grab the lip liner. I did do a little exfoliation earlier on my lips. That was the e.l.f. the one that came out with the cookies and cream collection. Anyway, let's see how we did with the lip liner, see if it's any better than, it's kind of a fun color, the blush. So this is looking like kind of a dusty pink, dusty nudie rose maybe. And while a nudie pink is not necessarily earth-shattering, it would by far be my favorite type of liner. So this is actually super cute. I like that. Yeah, I'll use that. Not too much, not too brown, not too red, not too purple. It's just right. Let's try the lip product here. So this is a lip cream, and it's probably one of the coolest components I've seen in a long time. Let's see if I can get this to focus here on it. Focus. All right, so it's not really focusing all that well, but it's a super cool, like square, but like rounded. Feels heavy. It's actually really nice. Little doe foot applicator, and I love that color. It feels like a lip stain. It doesn't feel like any kind of heavy lip product. It just feels like a nice lip stain, like it's super lightweight and feels like it's gonna dry down well. Fingers crossed, we'll give it a try here. Let's just see what it does. So the Kathleenlights Palette, she says that this is like her dream palette, but it took forever to release. They were running through some issues and stuff like that. Do I want to do, let's do several looks. We're going to do a look on each eye, and then we'll do one final cohesive look with the whole thing. So you guys good with that? 3 looks, 1 palette. Let's give that a try. I think I want to keep these by row. So I'm going to use this as a row, this as a row, and this as a row as each look. So it's going to be a lot of shades here. I'm going to go in with this lightest matte in the row closest to the mirror. And this is going to be kind of my, this is actually a great transition shade. I was thinking that it was going to be too pale and then it was just going to be just like one of those products where you just use it to set down your eyelid primer. I went all over my lid with that because I wanted to see, I was so excited about the shade. That's actually really kind of cool. And I don't mean just like a cool shade, but the fact that it actually shows up on my lid is great because now I'm like thinking, I could use something like this for work with a little touch of eyeliner, super simple, glasses days, those types of things when I don't want anything too heavy. Super excited about that. And we're just gonna go down the row. So we're gonna go into this, which I'm gonna try to use more towards my crease or where I would want my crease to be if I had a choice in the matter. Yeah, super pretty. Okay, so both of these are matte so far. I have no qualms or concerns. They seem to be blending well together. You guys tell me what you think about the Il Makiage product line. I feel like they're a little bit fancy, you know, the whole French name and stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty. I'm actually going to take that lighter shade one more time and just kind of buff out that edge of where I have that shadow. Yeah, those gradiated together very well. Nice subtle combination. Okay. I'm just gonna take that same brush. We're gonna go into the darker purpley plum in here. She does have names for these other than my crappy excuse of trying to describe them. However, I don't really want to take the time to put my glasses off and on. And so the pointing and applying is just kind of the way we're doing it right now. That lipstick is almost dried down perfectly. Super excited about that. Okay. So by nature, I think purples are a little harder to formulate and I had to go in a couple times just to get the saturation to build up. However, I'm using a Sigma brush and those are usually pretty good quality brushes. So I think this is going to be, I'm guessing it's a little bit more on my technique and less on the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow's fault. Back into that first brush. I didn't pick up any more product. I'm just going to use blend out so that it just looks a little bit more seamless. Okay. I like that a lot. Sometimes you don't know what to expect. You know, you get the brands that you don't really have any experience with and then you're like, what do I do with it? I'm going to take this lightest shade right here on a little tiny brush, pop that into my inner corner of a tear duct thing. I think this shade might be a little bit more of a topper, lighten and brighten right there. And then because I cannot leave well enough alone, I want to take this purple, it's kind of, I can't even tell what color it is looking in the viewfinder. It's like a purple shimmer, super creamy. And because I prepped my lids with that matte shade, I'm just taking this right over the top of that just for something fun. And I'm just going to clean up a little bit where I get a little crazy with my fat fingers there on that. Yeah, that's actually really pretty. I love that. What are real YouTubers saying about this palette? Because so far I'm tickled. I don't really have a professional opinion. Let's see what color of lip or eyeliners we have just to see which one is going to be the one that works. Okay, so I have what looks to be a brown one. Longwear eye pencil, made in Germany. I don't know why I thought Il Makiage would be French, but so that one, it's not telling me what shade it is it? Hold on. This one's called Far Out. So let's look to see what Far Out looks like. Coppery brown. No, kind of a plummy color. That's actually pretty. We'll try the next one, which is going to be called Super Trooper. You know, as soon as I say Super Trooper, I start singing ABBA, and then my husband gets really irritated with me because that's not his favorite ABBA song. This one looks like it's going to be more of a matte brown, maybe? No, it is a shimmery, cool tone brown. Lovely. And then the last one, Sunny. Sunny is a lighter bronze. And so we got a plum, a brown, and a copper. These are all delicious looking. I'm gonna take the plum up here. Very soft. These have been inside a little bit now because I was worried about them being outside and getting melty. And so far everything is performing very well. I feel like this is soft enough that you could use on your waterline and not have any issues with that at all. I'm going to clean up just a little bit. I think I wiped my cheek with my shadowed finger. Got a little crazy with that. Let's try their mascara. Let's see what this looks like. Sometimes brand new fresh open mascaras don't perform very well. Fingers crossed. I don't think I hear anybody talking about the Il Makiage mascara. I don't know if you guys do. or not. But let's put a little bit of this on and see how it goes. It's plastic, but that's very satisfying. So, listen, it's very satisfying. Small bristles on the wand, small like plastic bristles. Doing a good job coating and pulling through. I like that so far. Giving me a little bit of volume. Let's see if we can build up the length at all. Oh yeah. Yeah. I like that. Wow, this is a great mascara so far. Yeah, I can always tell a good mascara because when I look up, I start to get just the tips like right towards my brow and I get very excited. So yay, first look, soft kind of purpley look. Yep, all over that. Okay, let's try the second row. We're gonna start with this coral color right here in the middle. A little bit bigger of a brush, but it's kind of like an apricot-y color, maybe? Yeah, probably more apricot than coral. I don't know why coral. Corals I think of being a little bit more on the red, not red, like, yeah, like a orange, tomato red, but more orange than tomato red. Anyway, super pretty shade. Wow, that's enough too for me just alone. I'm not normally a pastel wearer. I'm coming off of a week of wearing glasses, so when I wear my glasses, I tend to do very soft, subtle colors because then it's not competing so much with my glasses because I have really heavy frames. I'm gonna go into this kind of gray, this kind of tan, almost like a sand color. I'm gonna take this a little bit lower. Wow, that is fantastic pigment. Oh, I'm super excited about this, you guys. I can see why this has been like her go-to when she does wear eyeshadow because right now it's giving me like everything I need. She doesn't know I'm doing this. Did I mention that? She doesn't know who I am. She didn't like say, hey, Shell, could you do this video for me? Because, you know, she wouldn't do that. Let's take this darker, almost like a grayish. I'm going to call it grayish. Kind of like not really gray, not really beige, not really taupe. Kind of more on the taupe side, I guess. I'm going to use that to darken up here. In fact, let's take it all over so that most of that movable lid is now kind of encompassed in that darker matte. Loving the matte so far. Excellent. Excellent job on the matte. Take that same shade, drag it down there a little bit. Yeah, I like that. No shimmer at all on that one. So there are two shimmers in this row. We've got this pink one over here and we've got this frosty white one. Let's take a little of the pink one and we're gonna pop it right in the center of that, which should give me a little iridescent roundness. And I'm just gonna kind of feather it in and blend it on either side. Pretty. Okay, one more shade in this row. Where did that little tiny one go? Don't know, but we're gonna use this brush instead. So I'm gonna grab this shimmer right out here. These are all very, very similar. This one's a little bit more of a warmer shimmer. This is more of a white, and this is more of a yellow. I say yellow with a question mark on the end because it's, I don't know what it really is. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of that right up here too. It's too frosty for me to do highlighters like that, but if you were someone that was going to do a highlighter on your brow bone, that's one that you can maybe see from space. We're going to do this brown one. Actually, no, I want to do the copper one. She had said that this copper one works really well for like the bottom lash line, and I believe it because if you guys are not new to my channel, coppers and bronzes are some of my favorite shades to wear with brown eyes. I love that. That's actually really pretty. I'm not going on a limb and going to say that I look like Kathleenlights now because I don't, but I'm really excited about the way these products are performing. Okay, quick coat of the Icon Mascara, the High Volume Intense Mascara. Okay, you guys, there is look number 2. They are soft and pretty and everyday wearable, and I like both of them. The baked bronzer, I'm liking a little bit more now that it's been on for a little bit. And I think after I put on that powder over the top, I think that's helped quite a bit too. Yeah, and with the lip, yay, I would wear either one of these. Okay, so now the third and final look I want to come back and do here is going to be a little bit more with some of those green shades. Let me get this off. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I have my eyeshadow cleaned up a little bit and I put a little bit of eye cream on. I'm gonna wait and I'll do a little concealer eye brightener on underneath after we get the last row on. We're looking at this row right here, which does have, like the other two, has 2 shimmers in the row. They're so beautiful. I wanna use some of these on my cheeks. And I'm not normally a cheeky kind of shimmer wearer. I'm gonna take this one right here. This is the one that I think I'm super excited about the most. This is it's kind of a greenish bronze color. And this is one that I can see wearing more than any other shade as well. She talks about that I think this is the one that's her favorite shade. I think this is the one. Disco Queen, is that the name of it? And I can see it. It does have this like gold green shift to it but over like a brown, bronzy background. So I might have gone a little bit overboard because that color is so beautiful. More importantly, because I'm using a bigger brush than I did too. But I wanted to see what this looks like all over the lid, because if this is your one and done shade, if you do a smoky eye normally, would you do a shade this dark? I probably would. I want to do something super simple and out the door quickly. Yeah. Some people say, oh, well, if you're old AF, then you shouldn't be wearing shimmers on your crepey eyelids, but if it's a good quality shimmer, I don't even care. I'm gonna grab a clean brush here, just kind of buff that out. I love that color, that's super pretty. Okay, I think I'm gonna take this sparkly one over here on the edge of it, and we're gonna put that all over the movable lid. It's a little bit of a different tone to it, and I feel like layering these sparkly bits is gonna be gorgeous. Okay, now I've got two browns in here, these two right here. This one I feel like has a little bit of a green shift to it. This one is a little bit more of kind of, I don't want to, maybe semi-sweet chocolate, maybe I would call it. So I'm going to take the darker, cool toned brown on this pencil brush. Just give my eye a little bit of definition out here. I feel like this is not necessarily just a disco era inspired palette. And while I love that concept, I don't think this doesn't have any of those crazy frosty colors that we saw. Maybe you didn't. Some of us did, that we saw in the 70s and 80s. I love that disco's kind of coming back around a little bit. Now I'm going to take the brown eyeliner that was in this trio, and I'm going to go back over the top of that lash line, because this has a little bit of sparkle to it, right? That should really make eyes kind of pop. I think that sometimes when you do a sparkly one on top of that matte, it gives it fun dimension. Is it an extra step that you need to do? No, of course not. I just really wanted to try every single shadow and every single product in here. So I have two more shades here to use. I've got this kind of mid, what am I gonna call this? Semi-sweet chocolate. And then this last shimmer that's a little bit more on the warmer toned. So I'm gonna take actually the brown first, and I'm just going to smudge it along my lower lash line, which will sometimes make your eyes look smaller, so be prepared for that. I don't know why I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about here, you guys. You can just tell me to stop it. Just stop talking. Oh my word. Okay, and my eye is leaking a little bit. I think part of that irritation from taking it off and putting it on and all, you know, the whole stuff. And now I'm going to take this kind of, it almost looks a little coppery. It's like if a copper were a highlighter and a shimmer, and I'm gonna drag it down here a little. It should soften up. The key with using these, you know, the highlighter-y type colors under your eyes is you gotta really try to keep it out of the texture, and I'm going to struggle with that. Probably not the best place for it. I'm gonna have to do a little cleanup. Some people don't care for a darker inner color highlight, inner corner highlight. I kind of go back and forth between wanting one with a little bit more substance than just like a bright white or bright champagne, and sharing that with something that's like a matte bone shade. I love. Let's put some mascara on. Okay, you guys, I'm back. I've now done 3 looks and I like them all. I can absolutely see how this palette would be for everybody, variety of looks. This is really great. This is absolutely in my wheelhouse. Did I need, hold on here. Let's get a little critical on here though. I don't know that I needed both of these shades. Let's get a quick swatch of them so you know what I'm talking about. We're just gonna swatch all 3 of these together. They're super creamy, super pigmented. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. I didn't need all of them. If I had to pick just one, I'd probably split it in the middle and go with this one. This one is lovely. It's the one I have on right now. I really like it. I don't know that I needed all 3 of them. So if I'm gonna eliminate one of those, what am I gonna put in its place? Maybe something a little more, I'm gonna have to think on that one. So then there's this other shimmer, the one that I used all over my lids. We already know that one's beautiful. Let's grab these ones really fast and we'll swatch them up here too. So there's the kind of purpley blue that I used in the first look. There's that middle one, and there's the final one. Those are all really, really beautiful. Yeah, I love all of these. I love the combination, the changes between all of these. These ones I feel like I could eliminate one of them. Maybe, and I don't know that I need a black because I have that. Maybe I would put in a little bit more of a bone shade or like a vanilla cream colored shadow. Maybe that's what I would replace one of these with. If I were to get a second one out of there, I might go with something that's maybe a little bit more of a warmer brown to kind of use this apricot a little bit more. I feel like the transition shades. We really do have, you know, like the variations of tan and then that one kind of apricot color and then the green. Yeah, I mean, we've got some beautiful shades. You don't have to use them down a row like I did. Like I really wanted to put every single one of them on my eyes in some fashion. Do I think that you can do that? Absolutely. But I also think you've got the like squares that actually make lovely color combinations. You can absolutely do that. Might even be able to go down one of these in the middle here. Diagonals, I think give you a different combination too. This is very well thought out. I'm actually not upset by this at all. This one probably could get away with, you know, being my lighter vanilla shade if I wanted to. So I've got my lighter and my dark one. Can I get 3 different looks out of this palette? I definitely think I have what I would need for a work look. It's very subtle, soft, perfectly age appropriate, all age appropriate really, shades. There are a couple fun pops of shades like this purple shimmer right here. That absolutely is your Disco Queen shade. No, that's not the one that's called Disco Queen. So just for fun, I'm trying to use some micellar water to get those eyeliners off. It's taken a little bit of effort. So those are going to be long wearing eyeliners, which makes me super happy, especially for someone who has kind of like leaky eyes sometimes. Yeah, you know, I almost wish she would have had a lip product in the collection, because while I love this, I would love to have seen what she did instead. Maybe she would never use the Makiage lip products. I'm putting another coat on just for fun. That first one went on so well and dried down so quickly and so perfectly. And I feel like I did go back in with a little bit more of that baked bronzer. It's growing on me. It's still a little shiny. Maybe some matte setting spray would help a little bit. The powder, the RCMA powder makes a big, huge difference, I think, for me. Fixes variety of evils. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this. 3 looks, 1 palette, absolutely. That's a big win for me. I think you can get more, especially if you're somebody who does like 1 or 2 shades for a day and then you doll it up with something sparkly and a little bit more effervescent for night. I think that absolutely would work. The eyeliners, perfect pairings, perfect combination. Zero issues with these 3 liners. I love them. I like the fact that she's got the colors on the bottom, makes it easier to grab whichever one you want. So I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled to have this in my collection. I'm gonna be playing with this a little bit more, I think. Hope you guys are doing really well. Let me know if you have picked up this, what you guys think about Kathleen Lights, what you think about Il Makiage, if you've purchased anything, if you've been curious. Are you a little bit more curious now? Seeing somebody who might be just like you, not a makeup artist, and just playing with makeup because I have a love affair with makeup. So anyway, hope you guys are doing really well, and until my next video, bye for now.